Hello and welcome to Newscentre. With me, Parikshit Luthra. For the United States of America, India is a critical partner in the Indo-Pacific. The U.S. International Development Finance Corporation is stepping up investments across microfinance, renewable energy, digital connectivity and supply chains in India. I caught up with DFC CEO Scott Nathan about future areas of investments in India, the vaccine partnership and investments in biological E, also the rise of India as an alternative to China. I began by asking him about the cumulative investments in India so far by the DFC and priority areas for the future. Listen in.
The Development Finance Corporation has made $5 billion of investments over our history in India. Our current portfolio is across 90 projects, $3.2 billion of financing and investments. We're delighted to be here. It's our biggest market, very important to us.
Right. This is a time when we're looking at global headwinds, geopolitical risks as well. We have also seen the U.S. national security strategy put a lot of emphasis on India and the Indo-Pacific. Keeping that goal in mind, give us some priority areas which you focused on during this India leg of your travel.
Well, I should say generally for the Development Finance Corporation, for President Biden, the United States, through our initiative called the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment, we highlight 4 areas. That's climate, access to power, a key to development, healthcare, not just in response to the pandemic, but increasing the resiliency of the healthcare system broadly, closing the digital divide, investing in information communications technology, telecommunications in a safe and secure way, open way, and the economic empowerment of women through the support of small business, women-owned, women-led businesses. We do that through on-lending, supporting financial intermediaries that then on-lend. Here in India, these areas are all important areas of our involvement. We've, during this trip, signed several agreements with microfinance organizations which are highlighting the opportunity to support women, huge development potential, huge economic potential, important to economic growth. We've highlighted some deals in the renewables sector. In India, we've invested over $1 billion in renewables. I've had the opportunity to visit some fantastic businesses that are supporting healthcare here. A clinic called IQ that's working to increase healthcare for eyes and prevent blindness, and a company called Soothe, which is manufacturing sanitary products for women and girls, hugely important for development and a fast-growing business that we're delighted to be able to support.
Right. Now, speaking about Development Finance Corporation's Indo-Pacific strategy, investing in India, investing in Indo-Pacific is important to build up capacities, manufacturing capacities, and meet certain social goals as well. During this visit, how did that discussion take place with stakeholders in the private sector and the government?
Well, we talked about ways that we can increase the opportunity for deal flow, for projects, for business development, for the Development Finance Corporation here in India. I met with many businesses, I met with some government leaders, and we talked about where we should be spending our time. We're very interested in demand-driven opportunities. We're not trying to impose ourselves here. We're looking for opportunities where there are companies that are facing financing gaps, that are looking for financing to grow to the next level, to support economic growth here in India, to increase the overall level of economic opportunity. We've met with some terrific people, and I'm hoping that the fruits of these meetings will bear in future deals that we can sign, just as we did during this trip.
Speaking about the rise of China, this has been a concern for the United States, and they have been investing in capacities in the Indo-Pacific region, in the Southeast Asia region, to help countries rise as alternatives. India is seen as a strong alternative. How is that a part of Development Finance Corporation's larger strategy?
You know, so I mentioned the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment. It's part of our effort to really offer high standard but respectful financing opportunities for infrastructure broadly and thinking about infrastructure broadly. Of course, the big hard infrastructure, but also in systems and services and the companies that provide that. The Development Finance Corporation is part of that. We're very focused on high standard offerings to people, and what we've discovered as I travel around the world is there's really a desire to have a diversity of relationships. We're offering partnership, and as I said before, it's demand driven. So we're looking for the places where financing gaps exist. We're not looking to attach strings or get any kind of leverage from it. We want to have economic development for the nations where we're investing to their benefit. And that's really important to us.
Right. My final two questions. Ukraine reconstruction is something that you've been focusing on. Could you give us a sense of how you are trying to help Ukraine in this war that is going on?
Yeah, well, the most important thing is that the brutal war end. I mean, it's hard to think about reconstruction. We can begin planning for it, but the toll that the Russian aggression is taking on people's lives every day is awful, and it needs to end. Of course, we're there to support Ukraine in so many different ways, and on behalf of the Development Finance Corporation, we have already spent hundreds of millions of dollars supporting Ukraine over the years. We have a lot of exposure there. We're first and foremost worried about our clients who exist there, what we can do to support them and help them, and we're doing that. We've done that. We've also begun looking for additional opportunities to support private sector opportunities to help the economic situation, to help them rebound. And as time goes forward, the necessity of rebuilding the country after this horrible situation will be at the forefront. It will require a huge effort on the part of the international community, require really important coordination, but it needs to be led and directed by the Ukrainians themselves. We're not going to impose anything on them. We're there to help. But I just want to say again, the most important thing is that the war stop, that Russia stop what it's doing.
Right. And finally, amid all these global headwinds, how do you see India as an investment destination right now? And some of the areas which India can work on better to make it easier to do business, attract more investments? Yes.
Well, as we tell countries everywhere, we're looking to help openness, rules-based systems, thinking about economic reforms, making the situation more attractive for foreign investment, direct investment. That's critical for what we do. I think India is doing a fantastic job of that at the moment, and would love to see the trends continue. It's really important to be an attractive environment for investment. Capital is one of the requirements for development. But I have to say, I'm incredibly impressed that despite the global headwinds that economies around the world are facing, India is managing to come out of it with a high level of growth, a growth that I think most countries would envy. And as I've seen during this trip, it's a very attractive environment for investing. We're going to be directed by companies that need our support, and we look forward to increasing our partnership here.
All right, so that was U.S. International Development Finance Corporation Chief Scott Nathan in conversation with CNBC-TV18, saying that India remains a critical part of the Indo-Pacific strategy, and India is holding good amid all the global headwinds that are taking place right now. We are taking a short break, but coming up on the other side, trouble mounting for UK Prime Minister Liz Truss as UK Home Secretary Suella Braverman resigns. She says she has concerns about the government's manifesto commitments and the direction that this government is taking. Don't go anywhere. That discussion coming up.